Welcome to this video that explores various concepts in Swift development. After watching this video, you will be able to describe how closures, enumerations, and properties help organize and manage data. Explain how error handling in Swift helps recover from unexpected failures. As you advance in Swift, it's essential that you understand how closures, enumerations, properties, and error handling help manage and organize data and failures more effectively. Understanding these concepts will also help improve code readability and structure and make your code more robust. Let's dive in and see how these concepts can elevate your Swift programming skills. Closures are self-contained blocks of functionality that can be passed around and used in your code. They are similar to functions as they contain reusable code, but have some unique features that set them apart. Closures can capture and store references to constants and variables from the context in which they are defined. For example, in this code snippet, print hello world is the closure assigned to the constant greet. When you call greet, it executes the code inside the closure and prints hello world to the console. Further, closures offer flexibility and conciseness, especially when dealing with inline operations, providing shorthand argument names, and leveraging trailing closure syntax. Closures can also take parameters and return values similar to functions. So, what are parameters? Parameters are used to pass values into functions or closures. For example, in this code snippet, the greet function takes name and age parameters and prints a personalized reading using the arguments Alice and 30. Let's also look at an example to explain how closures can take parameters and return values. In this code snippet, addNumbers is the closure that takes two int parameters, adds them, and returns the result, which is then called with 3 and 5 to print 8. Next, let's learn about enumerations, a feature that helps you write robust and expressive code in Swift. Enumerations, or enums, define a common type for a group of related values and enable you to work with those values in a type-safe way. Enums are more than just simple collections of constants. You can extend enums with methods and properties to enhance their functionality and utility within your programs. Let's consider an example of an enum. In this code snippet, day of week is an enum representing the days of the week. The switch statement then checks the value of today and prints a message based on the day. Moving on, let's delve into properties, another feature in Swift. Properties are values associated with a class, structure, or enum. Now that you know what enums are, let's quickly discuss classes and structures, commonly referred to as structs. Classes are reference types. When you assign a class instance to a variable or constant, or pass it to a function, you are passing a reference to the same instance. In contrast, structs are value types. When you assign a struct to a variable or constant, or pass it to a function, you are passing a copy of the instance. Classes and structs also share similarities. Both can define properties and methods, conform to protocols, and have subscripts and initializers. Returning to properties, they can store values and provide getter and setter methods. Getter methods retrieve the current values of the property, while setter methods modify or update the property with a new value. Properties also help organize and manage data within your classes, structs, and enums, making your code cleaner and easier to understand. There are two types of properties: stored properties and computed properties. Stored properties store constant or variable values as part of an instance. For instance, in this code snippet, the struct person defines a structure with two stored properties, name of type string and age of type integer. Then, printPerson.name and printPerson.age display the values of name and age from the person instance as John and 30, respectively. On the other hand, computed properties calculate a value rather than storing it. In this example, rectangle is a struct with two stored properties, width and height, and one computed property, area. When you create a rectangle with a width of 10 and height of 5, rect.area computes the area as 10 multiplied by 5 and prints the output 50. Finally, before diving into error handling in Swift, let's understand what errors are. Simply put, Errors represent unexpected conditions in your program that may cause it to fail, necessitating special handling. In Swift, errors are represented by types that conform to the error protocol. For instance, in this code snippet, file error is an enum that conforms to the error protocol, defining two possible error cases: file not found and unreadable. Swift uses the do, try, and catch statements for error handling, allowing you to respond to and recover from errors in your code. Let's consider an example. In this code, readFile is a function that throws an error if the file is not found. The do statement then attempts to read the file with the try statement. If an error is thrown, the first catch block matches the specific file error.file, not found error, and prints file not found. The second catch block handles any other unexpected errors that do not match the specific file error.file, not found error, and prints an unexpected error occurred. In this video, you learned that closures are self-contained blocks of functionality that can be passed around and used in the code. Parameters are used to pass values into functions or closures. Enums define a common type for a group of related values. Properties are values associated with a class, struct, or enum. Swift uses the do, try, and catch statements for error handling.